y'all, what's going on? Oh my goodness, long time. And I do have to apologize for that, but y'all, we have gathered here today to discuss the Real Housewives of Potomac season 9. We're going to be talking about episodes 13 through 16. Yes, I know that's quite a few, y'all. So just, hang in there with me. This will not be the normal format. I'm going to kind of just hit on a lot of the key points, a lot of the high points that I wanted to expound upon that stood out to me in these episodes as a means of not making this too long. But nonetheless, again, we're here to discuss those episodes. And before we get into all that, y'all, go ahead, hit the like button for me, please, and thank you. By hitting the like button, that helps me and my channel in terms of the algorithm, helps me attract new subscribers such as yourselves. And if you're not a subscriber already, not exactly sure what you're waiting for, but go ahead and hit that subscription button, become a Barb's babe. I would love to have you. Also, while you're at it, drop down in those comments. If you're not catching this live, I would love to chat it up in the comment section with the replay gang. Shout outs to you all. Yes, I would love to do that. And last but not least, share me with all of your folks. Okay. Yeah. So not too many things, No, it might be, a new year. It might be, other new things going on in the world, but none of that has changed. And again, as you guys creep on in here, make sure to say hello, drop down in the chat, do all of the things, honey, please. Okay. So yeah, y'all. We'll also be talking about, I did catch the trailer for the reunion, so we can talk about that, as well as the reunion looks. Y'all know I live to talk about the fashions, honey, so we're going to get into that towards the end. But again, let's just jump into it because I already know I'm about to be up here for a minute, and I don't want to make this longer than it has to be. So yeah, season 9, episode 13 was entitled Rumble in the Jungle. And that still took place in Panama. The ladies were still on vacation, and it actually opened up with Mia still trying to locate her children. She was super emotional. It's her and Jacqueline. Don't really have too much to say about that scene other than, and I want to say I said this in my last video, my last recap review of the show, that in 2025 something tells me that her son at least has a smartphone and she would have been able to locate him on said smartphone. So again, not really understanding how we even got to that point, but anyway, what else do I want to say about this episode? Oh, Kay and Greg. So when they were on the Sprinter going to go shopping or whatever, Kay had told the ladies that they had met, her and Greg had met 1 month prior to him divorcing, or 1 month after his divorce, I should say. So, I forgot to put up my banner, y'all. Sorry. So that you guys know where to follow me at. There are all my socials scrolling below. Also check the description box for additional links and merchandise and all different types of stuff down there. So anyway, back to what I was saying. They met a month after he started or he was divorced. So that tells me that a lot of what we're seeing is just things that he probably didn't resolve. There was no time. A month later tells me that there was no time for reflection. There was no time for working on oneself. There was no time for him to really sit back and put in some work to make sure that he was able to be in a place to get into another new relationship. Y'all see what I'm saying? And then it also tells me that, like, where were you at with things as well, Kay? What did you see in this man during that time that, led you to believe that he was, capable of being in a relationship? I would be very curious to speak to his ex-wife. Can someone get her on the line? Because I feel like there's more to that story just based on that timeline. And could there have been like some overlapping? Who don't like Just wondering here, y'all. Just wondering. And that also tells me that, again, yeah, they may be on the show, and we'll get into this because this is pretty much interwoven into the next couple episodes too, that he a lot of the issues that we're seeing with them, we would still be seeing those issues if they weren't on the show. Their issues span further than the show, y'all. But nonetheless, I just wanted to hit on that one good time. Ashley's triggered hearing this whole ordeal, and so she just doesn't understand how she's been sitting there so contained. Yeah, Ashley did point out the fact that, like, all these women, they're mothers, right? So with the exception of Kay, right? So I'm not a mother, but I do know that if there was something going on with my child and I was, on vacation or whatever, yeah, I wouldn't be sitting there so contained. And if I was sitting there contained, it wouldn't be so far-fetched for people to assume that I wasn't, too broken up about it. Just wanted to bring that up as well. Who's in here? Hey, Kevin, what's going on? And Yvette, two of my faves, always coming through for me. What is going on with y'all? We were talking about, this is episode 13, because I am so far behind. I do apologize to y'all, but I wanted to make sure I got these videos out before the finale on Sunday. So had some family emergencies, had to do some traveling, some different things, y'all. So I do appreciate you guys for not unsubscribing, for still, meet me down here when I did, reemerge on these YouTube streets. I have been still doing the Coastal Critiques panel, but again, I wasn't able to put out my independent content because I just have had so much going on with the family and everything. This month. So anyway, oldest city in Panama, yada yada yada. Don't really have anything more I want to say about Stacey. On the other hand, is playing right into Mia's antics, and she doesn't know what's wrong with Ashley. Kay sees it as though this is who Mia is, even though it's repetitive. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of where we started to see Stacey trying to see things maybe from Mia's perspective. Although I will say that she was very much on Karen's side, I feel like, since episode 1. I will say this is probably where she started to kind of maybe try to have Mia's back more, or see things from her perspective. Anyway, what else about episode 13? Kay had told the ladies about her first time traveling with Greg, which sparked a conversation on traveling with romantic interests, etc., etc. Gizelle even shared her horror story. What I had to say about this is that, Kay, you're saying that right after the incident that we saw, the physical altercation that we saw last season, that he whisked you away to Paris or whatever. I just don't believe that. Like, I just don't see that energy between them. He doesn't seem like the type of person, from what we see, that is very much emotionally invested in, what she has going on or how she really feels. That's honestly what I've seen, y'all. And I get it. We never completely know. We're only seeing things from one angle, yada, yada, yada. Y'all already know all those things. But this man just doesn't seem like the type to want to be doing extra super nice things for somebody. We haven't seen that energy from him. We have not. Have you seen the reunion trailer? Yes, I did. Waiting to talk about that towards the end of my chatter on these episodes. Did see that. We're gonna talk about the looks, all the things, y'all. Mia, this is also when Mia brought up that her oldest son lives in Atlanta. I know that I've said several times this season, Mia, where is your oldest son? Where is her oldest son? I know that she has another son. Where is he at? And we finally got the answer to that here, where because she starts talking about how she wants to, dip off and see ink, make a little pit stop when she gets back, in the States and everything. And again, y'all see why I've been saying that Mia just doesn't give, like, I don't want to say she doesn't give maternal, but she doesn't give like super invested in what her kids have going on. She seems like she's more so invested in what she has going on. And, you know, she might check on the kids, you know, as long as they're, you know, breathing and alive, everything is, you know, copacetic for the most part, then she's good. But I feel like her main agenda is doing whatever Mia wants. It doesn't give that you really be down there baking cookies and tying up shoelaces and kissing foreheads and reading books every night. Like, it just doesn't give that when it comes to her. And again, we're only seeing a glimpse into these ladies' lives, but I'm just going off of what I've seen. Because when it comes to other mothers, we've seen, you know, the Kenya Moores and even Gizelle on this cast. We see her all the time doing, you know, different things with her daughters and stuff like that. Mia just doesn't give that. That's just where her frontal lobe lies. It just doesn't. And that's not to say that she doesn't love her kids. I just think that she just has her own things going on that she would rather talk about and think about. Anyway, they talk a little bit about Kay's court case in that scene. Yeah, that was really it. Didn't really have anything more to say about episode 13. Moving right along to episode 14. This is actually 4th of July for the ladies. And again, they're still in Panama. The episode had opened up with them checking in with their families. And yeah, see, Yvette doesn't see it either. Like, I'm glad somebody sees it. Anyway, Stacey had got a really cute video from her daughter who's missing her. I thought that was super sweet. And she says that 4th of July is a significant day for her because 17 years ago, her mom and her were coming back from a mother-daughter trip that they had taken after her father passed away. And this is actually where she had met her husband on that same flight. And he was actually, and then her husband's father also passed away a year ago. So it's just a very symbolic day for her. A lot of them were, you know, of course, missing their kids. We've heard time and time again that Wendy isn't someone that typically takes vacations without her kids and stuff, doesn't really celebrate things without her kids and Eddie and everything and her family. So this was a moment, I think, that they could empathize with one another. And this is also a moment where Wendy decides to bring up, because so she says someone just sent it to her in that moment, the fact that Deborah, Diane, you know, Dina, that lady, yeah, that she is countersuing Kay for $7 million. Kay wasn't fazed by it. Some of them were like, huh? Especially, I think it was Gizelle who said, like, you know, she doesn't have any money in the first place for you to even be suing her. Like, what is going on with this? And Kay speaks a little bit about it. But my whole thing was with Wendy and how it was her that brought it up. And it was almost like from I don't want to say a messy angle, but because I don't want to believe that she would do that to her friend, because it has been said numerous times now that they are friends. I know Kay has spoken along lines of seeing them two as true friends and all that. So I just would have assumed that with them being friends, Wendy would have pulled her to the side first and brought that up, because, you know, you don't know how she would have reacted to it. I get it. It's a show and all that, but I just didn't like that too much. Ashley, after this conversation, Ashley was questioning her gauge of character, especially after things have gone left with Michael and Deborah. And I'm like, you know what, Ashley, I'm glad that you're questioning things, because your judgment clearly is skewed in life. I don't really know what goes on in that, you know, forehead. I really don't, but better late than never, I guess. I hope you really do vet the people you know, have around you a little bit better going forward. I don't really see what you saw in Michael in the first place, other than, you know, heavy pockets. And Deborah also was giving very much questionable behavior. It was obvious that she was pressed to be on the show. That's why she had RHOP in her bio when she was never even an official friend of the show. So yeah, I do hope you should be questioning. You should be thinking like, maybe I should be more selective about the people I lay down with and the people that I, kiki and call my friend. Anyway, what else happened in episode 14? Oh, then we get back into Kay and Greg. Yep, back into Kay and Greg as they are on this catamaran little boat outing. She says she's not pressed for an engagement, but she's more so focused on them building this house. I think I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that I think the only reason why you say you're not pressed about it is because you know something that we don't know, / you see this man for really who he is, and like good and damn well that this is probably not the person that you should be trying to get engaged to. And then 2, I feel like sometimes people say they don't want things because they don't think it's gonna like happen, and instead of them actually admitting like they do want these things, it's a way for them to like safeguard themselves from disappointment, I want to say. And I think I even said earlier on in the season that I could see them getting engaged during the finale, but I take that back. I completely take that back, or the reunion, whatever. I don't see the longevity in their relationship. The only way I see them being together long term is if she continues to diminish herself like she's been, saying, and reducing herself and appeasing him and what he wants to do, getting off this show, doing all of those things. That's the only way that I feel like these 2 people will stay together. Sorry. And that's no shade. That's not said with any malice or anything like that, y'all. I truly just feel like we've seen a non-true connection, I feel like, between them, and you just can't tell me anything different. I would bet my entire paycheck, like, I just can't see anything different with them right now. I can't. I laughed when Karen referred to Stacey's sliding board ass. Stacey, you are a beautiful woman. I get it. We do not all have a lot in the back, so I am not about to body shame you at all with that. But I did find that funny when Karen said it. Back at the villas, so this is when we get this like stupid ass PG-13 rated girl bonding moment between Ashley and Jacqueline. That was my actual face when I saw it. I'm just over the whole like fake lesbian like storylines, and it wasn't even like an attractive kiss. Like, it wasn't even like steamy and like good for me to see, or for a lot of y'all to see probably either. It was just dry and unnecessary, and I feel like this is probably a way for you, Jacqueline, to take a shot at wanting to stay on the show for another season. Ashley, you don't really have a lot going on, so you just probably are down with any shenanigans that are popping off. We didn't want to see that. I think I speak for me, my homegirls, and a lot of y'all viewers. Y'all let me know in the comments. Wendy feeling Ashley's stage name is going to be Ash TLP, which stands for ton of pussy. And honestly, I thought that name was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, even though Ashley has her things with her, she's not my favorite by any means. I did laugh and think that was a good, name for her, whatever. And Wendy, she felt really accomplished with this trip. Y'all let me know. Do you guys feel like the Panama trip was a real good trip? I don't really feel like it was, honestly. I don't really feel like they did a lot. And I would have loved to see them. I mean, yeah, they went on a catamaran, but really do some activities. They just, I don't know. They leave a lot to be desired, I feel like, on this show when it comes to like trips and like really doing group activities and stuff like that. But I guess Wendy's idea of accomplished and a successful trip is the fact that maybe nobody, put their hands on anybody, and the arguing was kept to a minimum. Y'all let me know. Then we move into episode 15, which is Old Rumors Die Hard. This is where Ashley has her drag king show this episode. And the first thing I want to point out in this episode was about Kei's last name, and whether or not she would personally prefer to hyphenate her last name, but Greg doesn't believe in hyphens. She talks about how she was a military kid. She was raised by a strong, intelligent mom. And a lot of their issues stem from them bickering over domestic roles. Yeah. And Gizelle says it's about respecting him, respecting her accomplishments. Yeah, I couldn't agree more about that. Because this was Gizelle, Wendy, and Kei meeting up in her spa finally. Like, how many people were like, oh my God, we're finally meeting in the spa? Like, we're finally, like, why did she not do like a health, like, and wellness and like beauty event at the spa this season? Like, I'm not understanding that. And if she does come back next season, I'm talking about Kei here, I would love to see that we need to see that, because a lot of people were saying that, oh no, like, just wait until the finale or wait until later in the season. She's supposed to give like something groundbreaking is supposed to happen with her. And the finale's on Sunday, y'all, and I still haven't seen it. So just saying. But again, you see, even in this moment, it's all about what Greg wants. He doesn't believe in hyphens, etc., domestic roles. Like, none of that's going to stop when you guys move in together. I don't feel like this is a person who you're just going to be able to miraculously change his mind. And honestly, you shouldn't have to, because as your tagline says, you own a business, you stand on business, you mind your business, that whole thing. How you shrink in this relationship is not comparable to what you said in that tagline. That's not synonymous at all, in my opinion. So you see the red flags, and for whatever reason, I guess you're waking up every day just praying and hoping that the red flags are not really there, and they are. And now you're about to get into a legal binding, contract with this man by, becoming homeowners together, when in all actuality, you shouldn't even be giving him, a date night, anything. RHOP failed giving pseudo browsers teas. Like, what was that, Kevin? Ashley's dancing gave me PTSD of those TikTok videos. Oh my goodness. Let me hurry up and get to that point, because yes, this is Ashley's thing, though. I'm assuming, she's let it be known that she's not she's worried about her financial security. So maybe this is her way, her dancing into the hearts of people. I guess that's how she's going to keep her coins in her pocket, y'all. I do not know. Another major thing in this episode was Ray and Gordon having lunch, though, y'all. So they have some lunch, they have some old man banter, some dad jokes, all that. But the real conversation was when Ray spoke about, not only Karen and her accident. He said that she had already bought another car at this time, and he said, like, she didn't hurt anyone, so she thinks she'll be exonerated. If you guys don't know the latest, she wasn't at the reunion, obviously, and she has fired her legal team in hopes, I guess, of getting a new team that will, allow her to be a free woman still on those Potomac streets. I think she completed her rehab since then. And yeah, so, and I want to say she had postponed her court date to after, she says, until after she like hires, I guess, a new legal team, and they familiarize themselves with her case. Yeah. So you tell me if that sounds like someone who's going to be exonerated. Let me know. Anyway, G says that they're doing a great job co-parenting, and he had the kids 25 out of 30 days in June. I want you guys to remember that for later. Ray talks about how Karen had told him something about when they were in Panama, that he had took the kids, and what was up with that. And G's whole thing is that there was more than one decision that was questionable. So yes, he did pick up the kids. And Ray, he was just trying to make sense of the whole thing, y'all. And he doesn't know. I think Ray even asked about ink, because Gordon talked about how during a period of separation that he there was another guy and she had the kids there, and that was like a whole issue. So, and the other guy was, like I said, ink. So this is giving us more insight from Gordon's angle. We've been hearing all season from Mia's angle, and it's just not. And we get into that later on once Karen finds out and tells other ladies and stuff like that, there's more to this story. There's more than what Mia's saying. It's conflicting. And Gordon does admit that he did a paternity test on Jeremiah. We find out later that it was like an in-home test and stuff like that. But he does admit that he tested him, and he told Mia the results a few weeks later that he is father and everything. So it has been confirmed, according to Gordon, that's his child. We've been questioning all season whether or not they're going to do this paternity test or not and stuff. So as of right now, Gordon says he took it upon himself to do this. And I thought that was an interesting one-on-one. We don't really see Ray or Gordon for that matter really sitting down, and I love when the guys get involved in stuff. I like hearing their perspectives, especially when it comes to someone like Mia, who has been caught in lies, who you can never know whether or not she's telling the truth on stuff. I enjoyed that. I did. And Gordon also talks about how everything has caused him to look at himself and his bipolar diagnosis. And he even suggested postmarital counseling to Mia. And to me, how he's speaking tells me that he's still looking for reasons not to divorce. He's still holding on to it. And maybe, a lot of you guys probably would say that, we already knew that though. We could, tell that episodes ago. But this point in time, even after the paternity test and stuff like that, I just thought that was interesting to note that that's still where his mind is at with everything. Stacey meets with an attorney, y'all. She meets with an attorney. I think they still have one more mediation, but she wants to meet with this attorney to discuss whether or not she's going about things correctly, especially when it comes to her finances. Long story short, she'll have Arabella during the school year. Soon-to-be ex-husband will have her during the summer. She waived her rights. Yeah, you heard me. She waived her rights to child support. There's no prenup. He makes big money, and so she is asking for alimony because she trusts that he's always done everything for Arabella. That's never been an issue, and she doesn't see that becoming an issue even after they divorce. And mind you, the lawyer's trying to, respectfully tell her girl, you may want to readjust how you're going about this. You may want to take a different approach to this. And no matter what, Stacey just was not trying to hear that. She's like, I don't think that will ever happen. That's, I know my husband, all these things. And I'm just again, we can all say that, but things do change. People do, show different sides of themselves when, divorce is on the table. And I'm like, girl, you can ask, somebody get Lisa Hochstein from the Real Housewives of Miami on the line. Get, a lot of these other housewives on the line that can tell you firsthand that that's not exactly how things go when, you are talking about dissolving a marriage. And, she does seem smart. She does seem super bright, and, she seems like a cool person, but I'm like, you were really about to sell yourself short, because you've already discovered that he had certain things in your name and stuff. So it's just Why not take heed to what you've already been, what's already been revealed, Stacey? I'm not getting it. Anyway, moving on. Gizelle, her father's will is still not settled. And I wish we could have got more into that during the season. I'm not trying to be messy by any means, y'all, so don't take it that way, because I do know it's like a serious family matter. But I would have liked to see a bit more of that rather than, some of the other storylines and other conversations we got. We didn't really see the circle being closed on that whole thing. And it's rare for Gizelle to really have some other like concrete interesting things going on in her life, so I just would have thought we would have heard more about that. Then we see Stacey and TJ, who are out and about. They normally aren't out in the streets together, but they go to like some restaurant or whatever. And her whole thing is that at this time she has spoken to her husband, and since coming back from Panama, and they've come to the conclusion that he's going to be leaving the family home. And so, of course, TJ, being the sketchy person that I feel like he showed us to be on here, because I stand by it, y'all. I feel like he's there with some ulterior motives. Just saying. Hey, what's going on? Stacey. Mia is a merry-go-round. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Hey, it's Kels. Oh, that's such a pretty picture of you too. Opportunist, very much an opportunist. Yeah, sketchy opportunist. I'm still questioning his IMDb. There's just too many inconsistencies with him. So you're talking about when can I come over or whatever? No, like what? When did this become about you? When did me saying, hey, my soon-to-be ex-husband's moving out, when did that turn into an open invitation? I didn't hear Stacey say that. And I get it. And this is why I feel like she's even said in her confessional before that like he doesn't like fully get certain stuff. He hasn't been married before. Like from what we know, he doesn't have children. So there's just a disconnect there. And I feel like she needs somebody that can meet her where she is, or she needs to just be alone. Probably the latter of the two, honestly, because after 16 years, I just think that you should really just give yourself some time and space. I really do. But she's confident he's going to wait for her. She says that, yeah, they're just not there yet with him coming over. But he still wants her to start telling people, including her husband, that they're dating. Stacey, run fast. You're 6 foot. You got those long legs. Run fast, okay? Because this man is about to walk into a whole bunch of other issues based on the red flags. Just like Iscal said, huge red flags. You're seeing them, and for some odd reason, you're still driving on down the road. I don't get that. I don't get it at all. And then him even getting like fake emotional. Did you guys catch that? He was getting like fake emotional. It was weird. He's not going to be at the reunion when we talk about that. When we talk about my thoughts on the reunion trailer here in a second. He's not going to be there. So he was on Watch What Happens Live though. I'm surprised he wasn't at the reunion. I wonder why. Anyway. Then we get a scene with Karen and Ray. This scene was really just done so that Ray could tell Karen about what, give her the download on his conversation between him and Ray. So again, her whole thing is every single time Mia brings up G, it's really negative, just like in Panama, talking about, he took the kids, all that good stuff, and saying that she has full custody. At this time, they haven't been to court. So Ray's whole thing is, that kind of eliminates the whole, like, those are his kids too. Like, what do we talk about here? Remember I told you guys to remember how Gordon phrased what he was saying during that sit down? I want you guys to remember that, because right here in this scene, we have Ray telling Karen that G said he has the kids all the time. Now, if you think back, that's not what G said. He did not say all the time. He said he had them 25 out of 30 days in June. He had them most of the time in June. Yeah, that would be accurate. I feel like Ray, I don't think that he did it on purpose, but you guys see how just the elimination or the switching of a couple keywords can cast a whole different message. I feel like that's where a lot of the issues to come lied. And Ray also had told her about the paternity test, including the results. So the final scene, again, it's time for Ashley's show. Kay looks so cute. She had the clappers out, and I was like, oh, is that another reason why he has an issue with you? I wouldn't put it past him. Her outfit was cute. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I would wear that any day, but I also don't have a, man that shows me those same red flags. So I'm like, this is probably some of the reason why he's upset with you, because you cute, you look cute, and you out and about now. I also feel like he has, with her being on this platform, him being who he is, looks like, presents himself as, and her being who she is, presents herself as, and is, I think too, it's a lot rooted in insecurity potentially as well, where he's like, okay, like she's on this national platform now, like that gives her exposure to other people that are probably better suited for her. Just saying. Real fast. Yes, real fast. It is the lavender relationship for me. Very much a lavender relationship. That's what I see. What was Jacqueline wearing? She looked like she was wearing one of those, you guys know, like those cheap, like stretchy boxed outfits. I feel like they always used to have those, like at like the Joyce Leslie's and the Rainbows sometimes, and just those random, cheap stores. I was like, Jacqueline, you just for someone to try so hard and still come up short, man, that's somebody play the world's smallest violin for me, please. Anyway, don't really have too much to say about this other than, this is where Karen, at first, Gizelle and Wendy, I guess you'd say, were trying to check in on Karen. I'm like, Gizelle, if that was really your friend, you would have really pulled her to the side and talked to her for real, because, I mean, if she is on Ozempic, then that's just her business. She said that she was on semaglutide, which has caused, her to physically shrink, probably, obviously, more. So they discussed that for a little bit. And meanwhile, Mia again was talking as though everything was good in her hood, when just 5 minutes ago we had heard from G that wasn't the case. He said some conflicting things. And so once Karen tells Gizelle all of what she knows now, Giselle's like, oh no, absolutely not. She's ready to go put her on blast. She wants to get to the bottom of it. She wants to talk about all the things. And again, my whole thing is that changing of keywords, I really feel like is what took things up a whole extra notch. And at this point, it's already out there. If you guys, because two things can be true at the same time. Like, Mia could be dead wrong about a lot of the ways she goes about these things, but also too, like Karen, I'm like, this is you, I feel like, just trying to stick the knife in further, when you're one of the people that have said that you've been trying to do things in the interest of the kids, and like you're worried about the kids and all this stuff. So I'm like, having this conversation is actually, I feel like worse for the kids, is giving this, crazy unhinged storyline more wheels and more attention. Just saying. And Mia's whole thing is like, since when are we believing Gordon over me? And I thought it was funny because they're like, girl, like they very much like called her a liar, which again, Mia, two things can be true. Gordon has also said things and done things that are not cool, but you also have added a lot of fuel to the fire, I feel like. And you came on this show, you came to your workplace putting it on full display. Mia said that she just found out a week ago about the results as well. Because I don't remember if Ray formed that part of what he was telling Karen that same way. To make it seem like she had known for a long time about the results, but Mia said in this moment that she only knew for a week. So I don't know. Let's get into episode 16 though. So this is the most recent episode. The truth will set you off, and they picked up right at that same event of Ashley's, the Drag King event, and it's Karen versus Mia. Stacey's whole thing is she didn't like how Karen hijacked Ashley's event to, attack Mia in her eyes. And I mean, I could see why she said that, but it's also like, okay, this is a reality show. Like, this is going to happen regardless. And I'm like, at least Wendy was like, let's go outside. I can't hear. Otherwise, yeah, they would have been front stage and center with this whole mess. Yes, as my good sis California Cutie said, make sure you guys are liking the video. Shout out to everybody who's watching collectively. We've got 27 people collectively on all the platforms watching. Shout outs to y'all. Hello. Oh, all my favorite people in here. Hey, Feisty. Oh. Always a good time to have you all in my chat. Yes. Y'all, I don't know what is going on, but my nose ring just keeps on sliding and getting on my nerves. Anyway, yeah, so they're pretty much still going at it. Ashley's in her prep time. Stacey, after it's broken up and everything, Stacey checks on Mia, which Karen peeps, and she takes offense to it because in her eyes, as she said on episode 1 or whatever, she needs her soldiers to be down for her, unwavering, 10 toes, even if she's wrong, even if she is crashing in the trees and letting her wig fly off her head. Anyway, I thought it was funny how Mia was like, she clarifies that, she tells Mia to clarify that she's not a liar. Stacey does. And she's like, no, like, what do I look like, clarifying that when it comes to my children? And she's like, do we have to clarify that Raven's actually raised, because that shit is questionable? Can't lie, that was funny as Mia. And I feel like it was funny, especially funny because I didn't say this earlier, but when Ray and G had that sit down, like, what did you guys think? Like, what was Ray trying to get at? Like, when he brought up, like, oh, and when she was pregnant with Raven, she mentioned how blue and green eyes run in her family. Ha, 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 ha. Now, Ray, I see what you tried to do there. But I just found that funny because then fast forward to now when Mia's bringing up how, it's questionable. So that means word on the street is that Karen, like, you really have been a wild girl in these Potomac streets behind closed doors, and we're just now finding out, now in 2024, 2025 as viewers. But okay, go off. We also got a quick little snippet of Jassi. She was actually at the event. And I've been thinking, too, for the last couple of weeks, like, okay, yeah, where is Jassi? Like, she started off strong in the beginning of the season. Her relationship was put into question, too. And, yeah, we kind of fell off with her. So I was curious about that. But it was, it was cool seeing her, whatever. Uncle Lump was there. Ashley's whole family was there. Sheila was there for a good time, not a long time. So wasn't surprised by that. It was a little awkward for me because I feel like it was awkward for him being Uncle Lump, seeing Ashley and her titties on full display. I felt like I get it, I feel like there's certain things where you wouldn't normally find yourself at. Maybe like him, maybe she had like the launch of like a makeup line, or she was talking about, just other girl stuff whatever. Like, I could see like him still being there, but not being uncomfortable and being there, you know, to support his niece. Maybe this was one that he probably should have sat out if, you know, she told him like, hey, like, I appreciate your support, but I'm gonna have my titties on full display. Like, that just, I think that was the time where, you know, he could have just supported her from the comfort of his couch, because, honey, very, very, very awkward. Anyway, yeah. So, what did you guys think about Ashley's dancing? Wasn't surprised at all. They seem to be amused by it. Wasn't surprised that of all people, she pulls up Karen. What are you guys saying? Oh my goodness. I was like, what? Right? Yeah, I was like, oh my God, right. Now, it's only funny if like you're, you know, again, I do believe that him and Karen have an understanding, but that was just a little much for me. Jassi she been MIA for real. I did a lot of talking around and swore me out into the sick of power nap. Yeah, woke up. I was like, yes, it'd be like that sometimes, Kevin. I totally understand that. I could use a nap right now, honestly. But the next scene, y'all, is, oh yeah, and Josh was also there at her show, which I'm like, girl, isn't Ashley supposed to be on that dating show? Like, isn't it supposed to be like her, Gizelle, like Luann? Like, isn't there supposed to be some of the girls up there on some like new like reality like dating show or whatever? I wonder if he's gonna be on there with her. Just anyway. Next thing we get though is with Gizelle, Karen, Ashley, and Kay. They're meeting up for lunch, and first thing I clocked with this scene is when Ashley walked in, or Kay walked in, whoever, and Kay was like, Ash, I get it. She said she's gonna, you know, try to let the past be the past and move forward, but I felt like weird, even weirder in this scene based on, you know, the conversation that is to come. I felt like was super personal, and I don't know. I'm all for, you know, people being mature and, you know, moving on from stuff. I'm not saying, you know, I want the girls to harbor a grudge, especially on this cast. Oh no, please don't. We don't need any more new divisions. But it just caught me off guard that, you know, you're just so like, oh, like 4 episodes ago, you were just screaming at her for asking about your scar on your forehead, and now you guys are like to where you're now speaking openly about your personal like business in front of her. Like, just anyway, right? Who exposes their tatas in front of their niece? It was just so weird. I'm not showing my tatas in front of my family if I'm in a bathing suit, or if I'm in a bathing suit on a beach or pool. Yeah, I was just so confused by that. But you know, Ashley is proud of her titties, and you know, she loves to dance, so that's what she gave to people, I guess. Anyway, Karen, Giselle's, so big thing with this is Kay talking about how her and Greg had just had a very bad argument, probably the worst they've had, you know, as of late, and so she's really happy to meet up with the girls. She does start to get like a bit emotional, and she says, you know, again, the biggest issue with them is her being a part of this group, and that's something that's important to her right now, and she doesn't think that he sees, you know, it as being of said importance. Ashley, in her confessional, she's like, you know, on one hand, she understands her or anybody being apprehensive about putting your full life on display. Got that. Totally understand that. Okay, cool. But Kay, her whole thing is she's done everything that she can, you know, and he says that he's done all that he can do as far as, you know, lending his support to her, and the stuff that he is not going to do, he's not going to do. Okay. And y'all, like, another thing, Gizelle of all people, you know, I always got to be unbiased. I always got to, you know, I'm a beat these girls over their head when they are wrong, but when they are right, when they're saying something that I deem as, intelligent, I'm gonna call it out as well. And right now, whenever Gizelle is speaking to, even when she talks to Stacey and stuff like that, whenever it's anything about handling these men's, or being the best mother you could be, like whenever she's talking about stuff like this, she makes so much sense, because in this scene she talks about how you never want to be in a situation with a man that's supposed to be your supporter and he's not capable of doing that for you. And that's what I mean when I say, okay, you see the red flags, but for some odd reason you're still full speed ahead. And I the only thing I could think of is, y'all, have you ever heard, like, when people compare things and say, like, what's good for you may not always be good what's good to you, and vice versa? I feel like with Kay, we already know that she used to date street pharmacists and stuff like that, which, not to say that those are bad people or anything like that, but obviously she used to date another type of dude. And so maybe when she saw Greg, she saw, like, okay, like, this is somebody, this is the safe dude that I should be with, so maybe I need to be with him. And it's like, no, you like what you like. You could still find somebody who's safe or whatever, that compliments you better, that supports you the way you want to be supported and stuff like that. Because right now it seems like you're supporting him on every plane, and he can't even stick by his word. And I say stick by his word because I think we can assume, I think she said in so many words that obviously his praise isn't blurred out. Obviously he's mic'd up, so he did agree to be on the show or whatever. So you gotta fully, like, you can't be half in, half out. It's either you're gonna fully be a supporter or you're not. You can't be in the scene every 5 minutes, or that's just like when people like cheat and stuff like that. And you say you're gonna take them back, you gotta fully take them back. You can't, throw in their face every 5 minutes, like, oh, well, you cheated, oh, you did. Like, you gotta be fully in or fully out. And right now, his actions, everything that he's given, shows that he honestly wants to be fully out. But for whatever reason, he sometimes appears like he wants to be fully in. I don't know, however you want to break it down. But in this scene, I did appreciate Gizelle saying that. And Gizelle also said, like, if she were her daughter, she'd be telling her everything that you're doing. Don't let a man take that from you. And I love when Karen said that, it's not going to change. And I said that earlier on. I said that it's not going to change. It's only going to get, honestly, worse, in my opinion, as you guys move to being under one house officially. He got his, kids and stuff like that. That's gonna, you already said that it's caused a major shift in how you, move and groove. You have to be kind of more on a schedule, and you got to be settled down more with him. And that's going to be, I feel like, an issue. You going out every season now with them filming and do it, like, everything is going to become just even more of an issue than what it already is. Kay, just saying. They're at a standstill. Do they need to continue living together, or do they need their own separate spaces? He doesn't accept you 100%, but you're accepting him 100%, obviously. So you're already going into things mismatched, unequal. And I want better, because she seems like a cool girl. And I'm honestly upset that this is what the majority of her storyline has been this season, was about, him and her and this whole thing. And we'll get into more of this later on the episode, but I was just like, I want her to want better. Anyway, Stacey will be emceeing a fashion show that's going to be featuring dogs that are currently for adoption. Okay. I mean, I love dogs, don't get me wrong, but I was like, okay. Stacey and Ashley have come a long way. At first they were cool, then they went left a little bit, but it's been better. She talks about how she still has one more mediation appointment. Ashley, on the other hand, they're at a standstill. She hasn't heard the response from Michael's side, but by next week, if she doesn't hear anything, they're gonna either go go with they're going to go with a public claim that's either going to be vanilla or spicy. So I guess, good for you, Ashley. But again, Ashley might have her ways, but Stacey, like if Ashley's even looking at you crazy, like, girl, you might want to not do that, then maybe you should take heed. And what I'm saying by that is, when Ashley was like, why'd you do that, babe? After Stacey tells her that she waived her rights to child support, it's like, girl, like you really could be like, oh yeah, he's done everything for her. Okay, well, what about if he has another family and like just forgets about her? God forbid, or like you just never know. So I would rather go into it requesting these things than for that person to change up on me in a way that then it's going to be even harder in the long run to get said things, or it's going to create more chaos for me down the line. Just saying. And I also laughed when Ashley was like, as far as I know, she's unemployed. That's another question that I had too. It was like, and I hope someone asked that in the reunion, or I hope I can find maybe a interview with Stacey, because I want to know, like, okay, why did you move? Did you move down there for the show? What made you literally quit QVC? Like, how did you get to the point in your life right now, career wise, and location wise? I'm curious about that, because yeah, I mean, you do look unemployed then if you moved down there, quit QVC, and who's to say, like, what if you didn't make it on the show? Then like, what was your other plan and stuff? I'm just curious. Anyway, so then we see Greg and Kay going to eat, but before they go to eat, they are in the car. He clearly doesn't want to film. This is what I mean again by kind of being in but being out. And you can't do that, because that either breaks the fourth wall, which I feel like that's happened a couple times with them, or it just is not entertaining. It's going to have people looking at you crazy. Like, I don't get it. And for him to be a social worker and all this, like, emotional intelligence, where is it? Because I don't ever see it. Anyway, he's not communicating. She wants to talk about, the disagreement and stuff that they had. She's still trying to get a response out of him. He's not trying to do it. He's hemming and hawing. Like, I'm just not going to force a grown man to, do something that they don't want to do. Then I'm going to go about my business. And for her, it's going this way because she's not being as compromising as she usually is. Exactly. Like you said before, you're behind him 100%. He's behind you 45%, if that. I don't get it. Anyway, but even when they go into the restaurant, first of all, he couldn't even open the door. He was so flustered. They go into the restaurant, and after they order, he attributes a lot of stuff between them being rooted in the fact that he's a man, she's a woman, so they're just naturally going to see certain things differently. I feel like that's a cop-out. I feel like, yeah, seeing things differently is one thing, but seeing things and now being at a standstill and everything being an issue to the point of you wanting me to come and see things from your angle, that's where we it's not working. It's about, compromise. Sorry, y'all, got a message. This scene was very cringy for me. She, wants to be her own woman. She's been her own woman, but it seems like if it's not according to his rules, it's going to be a problem. And even in this moment where she's saying, that's how you feel. What? When she even admits that she feels like she shrinks herself sometimes versus being her full self with him. He's like, well, that's how you feel, and I don't do that. Like, he's even dismissing her in this moment when she's talking about how she feels dismissed. Like, make it make sense. Like, are we serious right now? You're literally proving her point right in how you're conducting yourself during this scene. And I feel like for her, she needs full reassurance from him, and he's not been giving her that. She gets emotional, rightfully so. And again, it's just not clicking, and I don't think it's going to click because I don't think he wants it to click. And that's why I said before, I would be very curious to know what caused his divorce in his previous marriage. Just very curious about that. I'm wondering how long Ashley and Josh are going to last. They keep together. I don't know. If she likes it, I love it. Like I said, I thought she was supposed to be on that dating show, but I haven't heard anything about that. Actually, that dating show there's supposed to be that other show with the reality TV with the people's kids and stuff, and Riley and Brooks and all them supposed to be on there. We know we're about to get Atlanta back, but yeah, I'm still waiting to hear down the pipeline about some of these other Bravo shows apparently. So how can Ashley reference Stacey as unemployed yet she's a housewife? Is that not a job? Make it make sense. Ashley, I think she means outside of this. I think that was her, like, maybe not trying to break the fourth wall, or say like, yeah, like when you're not filming, like you're not filming. And yes, do a lot of the women, is this their main source of income, their bread and butter? Of course. And the way that I see it is Stacey's talked about how her ex-husband's been the main, bill payer for the last 16 years and stuff like that. So I would hope that she stacked her money since being on QVC and has a little, cute little nest egg. Clearly she has something going on because she was playing for her bachelorette pad. I don't see him, the way she posed it didn't sound like he was paying for that. So I don't know. I don't completely know what's going on in her finances, which just gives me more of a reason to say what I already said, which is she needs to seek every type of assistance that she can get, because not only will you maybe, need it from, personal, whatever personally you have going on, but the fact that this man can change and has already showed you again that he has some other things going on. Just saying. What else? So in preparation for this upcoming fashion show, Stacey goes down to Vivian's store, right? And she shot a really cute promo video with Arabella, which y'all, I've said a couple times this season that I feel like Stacey and Arabella give me like Kenya and Brooklyn vibes. Maybe it's because they're both from Detroit. I don't know, but she just be reminding me of Kenya a lot. And I thought it was so cute because I'm like, okay, you shooting this video like that is even more of a reason why I think about Kenya when I think about you, because Kenya would totally have done that. I thought that was cute. Stacey also tells us that Karen declined the invite, which I hollered at. I think it was a power move on Karen's part, but we'll get into that. And Stacey, at this point, she doesn't know what that was about, but she's like, okay, whatever. And so when Wendy comes in, I did not like Wendy's outfit at all in this scene. I was like, Wendy, what are you wearing? This is where Stacey, tells them about how there's going to be 10 total walking the show, Karen not being one of them because she declined participating in the show based on the things that Stacey said and commented on at Ashley's event. And at first, Wendy's like, she says something that I'm like, I didn't like it, mainly because Wendy, just come out and say it, one. And two, Wendy, of all people, you are coming to Karen's defense when I mean, obviously we know that they're cool now, but my, how soon we forget that Karen has, when you were coming into group, allegedly said some sideways stuff about how you don't fit this aesthetic, and she's been less than supportive of you a couple times. So it's just crazy that Wendy, of all people, is so quick to come to your defense. Gizelle was giving Mean Girl OG. I think this was an OG power move on obviously Karen's part and Gizelle's part on how she spoke in this scene. If you don't like dogs, just say that. If you try to make it about the fact that Stacey should have asked, or should have notified Karen, as if she is her mother or something, that she was going to Vivian's store. And like, I really wanted to understand that, but ultimately it doesn't matter at all, because Stacey said at the end of the day, I've actually known Vivian longer than I've known Karen. So, and also it would be different if like she was brought on by, or it would just be different if it was sliced and diced differently. But in this case, Stacey was joining the show. It's not like, because Gizelle said, oh yeah, like the Karen actually introduced Vivian to like their group and stuff like that. Okay, that's fine again. But again, they have their own independent friendship. So not understanding that. And I like that Stacey wasn't allowing them to punk her, because I do think that they were trying to punk her in this situation. And going back to the numerous times this season where Stacey was the main person, I feel like, who was calling people out for attacking Karen and trying to have Karen's back. And you're just mad that she was also trying to get to know and was trying to form her own opinions about other things that happen in the group involving other people. Karen's got a superiority complex, which we've seen on the show obviously now, and we've seen it in DUI footage, so shouldn't be surprised there, right? Anyway, and I also love Vivian was just like, which I thought was hilarious. What else? And then you're also questioning her about like her being involved in charities. Gizelle, you kicked those women out of yours. So, and last time I checked, like your brand, still very questionable anyway. I bet if I go to their website right now, G&A or whatever, there still probably won't be anything on there. So please spare me. It was just so like, ugh, like, are you serious? Like, where is this coming from? What else? But at the same time, not at the same time, the final scene, I should say, y'all, is like a split scene between Stacey and Mia and Wendy and Eddie. We find out that Wendy is getting the opportunity to shoot a season 2 episode of the Dr. Wendy show at the White House with press secretary Corinne Jean-Pierre, which I thought, gotta give it up to her. Shout outs to her. That is awesome. Wendy never ceases to amaze me, and that is why she's dubbed, at least over here, the quintessential housewife on this particular franchise, because she passes all she checks all of the boxes, in my opinion. But the girls will never let her get that off because they just don't like her. Anyway, I love her and Eddie's banter. They seem like a fun couple to be around. I would love to go on a double date with them. But meanwhile, Stacey and Mia, they meet up for like a little sit down or whatever. And Mia talks about how Gordon's spiraling yet again. She's, talk about his mental health and stuff like that. He's triggered, etc., etc. And although she's upset with what was shared this past weekend, it's part of his condition, but she's more so furious with Karen, aka someone she looked at as a friend, for weaponizing this, tidbit of information. And Stacey's whole thing is, because again, she's coming off the heels of Karen, having issues with her being supportive of Mia or whatever. She speaks from a place of, well, prior to me joining the group, not only did Karen tell me to avoid you, but she also told me to be on the lookout for Wendy and not be friends with her either. Because she's not Potomac, she's self-absorbed, don't trust her, she speaks, etc., etc. And all I can think about again is how often when Wendy is coming to Karen's defense or, singing praises, speaking highly of her, and Mia, again, she had another very funny utterance of asking like, okay, is it Potomac to be drunk swinging on bar stools? Is it Potomac to crash your car into trees and get repeated DUIs? Two things can be true at the same time, as I always say, y'all. And at the same time, again, with Eddie and Wendy, she's talking about how she wants to invite Karen for this interview or whatever. It's like a full circle moment for her, being as though she invited her when she got the key to Surrey County and all this stuff. And it's just like, very the dramatic irony in that is just very thick. And of course, we're going to get into it come the finale this Sunday, but I'm just like, Wendy, I really hope, and based on the trailer, which I'll talk about now, in the reunion trailer, we see Wendy talking about, that is not my friend, etc., etc. That is not my friend. I'm obviously assuming she's talking about Karen, and I guess maybe it did take something of this magnitude for her to see once and for all that, as loyal as you try to be to her, as highly as you try to speak on her, Karen was never your friend, is never going to be your friend for real. Because that is nasty. And this isn't the first time that we've heard things like that. Like I said before, when Wendy first came on the show, this is where these rumors started of Karen allegedly saying that she didn't fit it. And, Karen, we've heard a couple times, Karen likes to go to HR with stuff and all that stuff. So I can believe that she told her that. I really can. And that is very sad in my opinion, because you're not giving Potomac right now, but you're worried about Wendy. Wendy's giving more Potomac than you are, Karen. Like, let's be real. And you're the grand dame. Like, and this is coming from somebody who you all know I've always been a fan of Karen's, but I've always gone up for her. But I can't, I can't be a part of these antics. I can't. He said, I love the mother-daughter relationship too. Yes, so cute. Eddie spoke to TJ. Can't wait to hear what he told him. And I don't want to see I don't see Stacey and Wendy go at it, but I am very curious as to what TJ told Eddie. Stacey's been very tight-lipped on where her and TJ stand right now. He wasn't on her Instagram before, so I doubt obviously that he would be on her Instagram now anyway. So we don't really know where they lie. Like I said before, he's not at the reunion. So a lot of question marks there. A lot of question marks. They have this photo of Karen, which I thought was hilarious. Wasn't surprised though. I assume they're going to do that. And it looks like we're going to spend a good amount of time talking about Karen's UI. And a couple of ladies were even saying that it was being said that she has somebody else in the car. Like, it seems like we're going to really get into it. And this is why I've said what I keep saying, which is, Karen, you should have brought your ass down to this reunion, because you could have set the tone. You could have set the record straight. You could have spoke up, for yourself, but you decided not to, just like you decided to play in our faces all season long. So it is what it is. Mia is getting dragged. No one's surprised there. Looks like she's going to get a good dragging session and get whacked over the head quite a few times from each and every one of them. And here for that. What else? I don't really think. It looks like it's going to be interesting, enough. What I probably should have said in the beginning of this video is that this season, even though, again, I apologize for being MIA for so many weeks now, y'all, with these reviews, I will say it's probably better that I couldn't be punctual come this time of the season, because I don't feel like we breezed right through those first couple episodes, because not a lot really happened. Like I said before, the trip wasn't that great for me, to me, in my opinion. And then, this last episode was probably like the most interesting, I guess, out of it. But yeah, episodes 13 and 14. Anyway. The body cam footage of Karen confirms she is a colorist who throws a rock, then hide her hand. I'm just saying. Exactly. So it's just like, I could believe what Stacey is saying she said. And I can't wait to get into that. It sucks. It sucks when, like, your favorite person on the show is, like, ain't shit. It really does. And I can say the same thing about Marriage to Medicine too, going back to the fact that these episodes have kind of been like, yeah, kind of lackluster towards the end of the season. It's kind of been the same way for me and Married to Medicine. So with Married to Medicine, I'm going to do the same thing too, y'all. I'm going to kind of just push right on through these episodes, talk about the high points, and then I'll probably do that tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Sunday. But it'll definitely be before the new episodes come out on Sunday night. Final thing that we have to talk about right now, though, y'all, is the fashions. Okay, let's talk about these reunion looks. Y'all know I live for the fashions, even though Mama is not too fashionable right now. Anyway, I live for talking about the girls' fashions because, first of all, when I put it on. So don't come for me. But I didn't even look at them. Y'all know I love to give you guys my raw reaction to them for the most part. So here we go. I'm about to share my screen. We're about to talk about it. Oh, I'm excited. Oh. Uh-oh. I'm trying to share my screen. Come on. Oh. What is going on? Hold on, y'all, because my camera is like bugging right now. Don't forget to like the video, y'all. It's not letting me. Okay, here we go. The reunion trailer looks better than the entire season. I mean, yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay, who do we have first? Did they give any? The color was white, y'all. And everybody, it was kind of like giving very much glam, all the things. Okay, so we got Jacqueline up first, y'all. For her first reunion, the RHOP friend put her baby bump on display in an elegant white satin gown. Her first reunion, the season they wore blue, she had a reunion look. She was there, right? Whatever. Anyway, okay. I don't mind it, actually, especially with the baby bump. It gives very much like mother. I actually don't mind it, Jacqueline, and that's because honestly, Jacqueline's not an ugly girl. She just the way that she carries herself is not the best. I would have asked for a better place to take said photo. I don't like the background too much, but love the long dramatic earrings. I don't know how I feel about like the ruching, how it's kind of like ruching on the hips. I actually, no, I think that was necessary. It's okay, not bad. I would give it like a 8 out of 10. I think this is one of her better looks. It's fitted well. I probably would have even pushed the boobs up even more, knowing me. I think the makeup is subdued and nice. All right, Jacqueline. I'll give it to you. So it's a bit wedding dressy, but she looks cute. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, is it my style? No. Would I go this route? No. But I think based on what she's given us throughout the entire season, I think it's safe to say that this is one of her better looks. Yeah, this is a lot better, right? I think we can agree on that. Moving right along. Gizelle's up next. In addition to highlighting her jaw-dropping pink press-on nails, courtesy of Nicki Minaj, Gizelle noted to BravoTV.com backstage that her glamorous cutout gown was from Stella McCartney. Okay, this is very much a Gizelle dress. She's always going to give us freaking, like, Gizelle's not an ugly woman, even though she has an ugly spirit sometimes. Not surprised there, from the neck up. Same type of hair she always has. She looks like Gizelle in a nice dress, like she always does. Just her looking like a pretty girl. I'm just like, okay. I like the dress, but I feel like she's worn something similar. Like, I don't know, the neckline is giving me something she's kind of worn similar, or the similar silhouette before. Kevin, you said, why is the color white yet they did that color already? Womp womp womp. Did they? Oh, I can't. The furthest back I can remember right now is season 5 for some reason. With the yellow, I know they've done yellow, they've done red, they've done blue, purple. Last season was black. I mean, I guess you eventually run out of colors, so maybe they gotta, they gotta repeat it or whatever. I feel like, brown is always a underrepresented color. They should do brown, but probably won't see that on this show. I don't know if Potomac's done orange. Maybe they need to do orange or something. Anyway, I mean, she looks nice, but it's not like, oh my god, I just gotta have this look. I would give it like, and the pink press on nails. I thought I saw like some dramatic looking nails on the trailer, which I was like, oh, okay, excuse me. I'll give it I guess an 8 out of 10, because for Gizelle, this is actually not bad. Ashley. Today I will be dripping in crystals. The light is going to catch me very well. Ashley shared with us about her dazzling silver embellished gown for her glam. Ashley and her team noted they were going for a pinup bombshell vibe, drawing inspiration from Brigitte Bardot and other stars. Being in the single girl era, I'm embracing it all. Ashley, you're always quote unquote embracing it all. I do like this dress though, I can't lie. I actually like it. I don't know how I feel about the hair. I feel like it's always questionable with Ashley and her hair. But as far as the dress, I do really like it. I actually probably would wear it. The fur stole type of thing, I think that complements it really well. Yeah, the hair is the only thing I just don't know about. Probably would give this one though, other than that, another 8. Yeah, I'm here for it. Wish I could see the shoes, but it's all good. Who do we have next? Wendy. Okay, simple is best when it comes to the dress. Wendy shared while getting ready for the sit down. I am giving chic, I am giving classic, and I am giving diamonds. The reunion color is white, so I said white. Let's do white diamonds. Yeah, I did notice that her and Ashley kind of, I'm not going to say it's totally different dress, but they went the similar embellished crystallized route. Boobs look amazing. Love the hair, because last year, I'm not gonna lie, I was very much on the fence with Wendy's reunion look. I wanted to love it, but it was just like something about it. I was like, I just don't know. So again, I like this. I like this a lot. I think she looks fantastic. I would give this like a 9. Yeah, a 9. Because the dress is doing so much, I like that she didn't do too much with the jewels. Yeah, I really appreciated that. What are you guys saying? FYI, Wendy stylist did all the cast. No wonder they all look nice. Oh, I follow her. I think her name is Chanel Welsh. I follow her stylist. Oh, I didn't know she did all of them. Okay. I mean, I could definitely see like some similarities again between her and Ashley. She don't ever miss from what I see. That's why I'm following her. So shout outs to them. Shout outs to her. Yes, they did white for Candace's first season. I vaguely remember that. Vaguely. I gotta go back and look. I wish Jacqueline would have turned to the side so you can see her bump better. I mean, yeah, I think because of the picture, because it's in white and stuff. I mean, I could tell. I definitely could tell the bump was there, but I still think she looked nice for based on what she's given us since we've met her on the show. Wendy looks nice. I like the dress. I do. Really like it. Who else? Jassi. So we're seeing Jassi again. This is a better white get up than what she had on at freaking Wendy's party. I'll say that. It's definitely giving body snatched. Okay, the hips are not lying. Jassi also made our jaws drop with her curve hugging beaded sheath that looked like a work of art. I like it a lot. She went with a simple pony, kept the jewels simple because the dress is doing a lot. I like they are dramatic sleeves, but it's not dramatic in a bad way, because I feel like sometimes when we do a lot with the sleeves, sometimes it could be one of two ways. It could be hit or miss, y'all. So I appreciate that. The pose is cute. Face is giving. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I would give this a 9 as well, Jassi. Okay, I'm not disappointed so far. I like that. Stacey Rusch for her first reunion. My look is number 1, inspired by God and Mother Nature. Stacey revealed to BravoTV.com of her deep cut gown that featured gorgeous floral appliques and a mermaid tail silhouette. I think this is a perfect dress for Stacey. I love the red lip. Oh, I love a red lip. I was hoping somebody did a red lip. I think her body looks amazing. I love how it just looks like, especially towards the top, it just looks like flowers just on her skin. I like the soft curled hair. I think that's a nice touch. I want to say she has a butterfly ring on, which is a great accessory, I would say, with the flowers and the nature vibes and everything. I like this, Stacey. Stacey's not, new to being in front of the camera, so I wouldn't expect her, if she would have came on here and it would have been a whole miss, I would have been confused. So I like this. I would give it also a 9. She looks amazing in my opinion. And I feel like all these dresses, y'all, so far, I feel like they're all going to translate well when the ladies sit down too, because we always say it's one thing when they're standing up, but it's something else when they're sitting down. So I think everything is going to translate well sitting down. Keiarna. Okay, Kay. Shit, y'all. I think I spoke too soon. Okay, loved Kay's look last year for the reunion. I don't hate this by any means, but I do think that she's a small girl, so I could do without the sleeve things. What is that exactly? Is that supposed to be like a scarf, and the big necklace also kind of, I feel like, swallows her up a bit. I don't hate the hair. It's different, of course. I get what she was going for, I feel like. Kind of flapperish, maybe. Roaring 20s-ish, maybe, I guess. Nice dress, not makeup. Oh, you mean for Stacey? I like Stacey's red lip. I do not like these church choir like sleeve things on it. I feel like it's a lot of like fabric for her. I even would have maybe wanted her to wear a platform shoe too, to kind of give her a little bit more height. The titties are up there. They definitely are. But I feel like this is a lot on her small frame. I would have to give this like a 6, and I hate that. Like, I like the dress, but it's just a lot, y'all, on my eyes. Good looks, good face, good hair. Keiarna shared backstage while getting ready. We're giving class, we're giving glamour, we're giving high fashion today. Okay. All right. Okay. Is this the only picture we have of Mia? Oh, I gotta see if I can find a different one. 1 second, y'all. Let me see if I can find a different picture of Mia. Is this the only one that was featured? Let me look on her Instagram real quick, because I feel like I always appreciate people switching up the hair, going for different, shorter hairstyles and stuff like that. But okay, let's maybe go over here then. Is this? I hope this is not the whole. Oh no, can't play that. What's going on here? The sleeves are interesting. An interesting choice. I don't like it. I don't like it. It looks like too many different dresses happening at one time. I like the individual pieces. Like, yeah, maybe if those sleeves are on something else. The bottom part looks like a different dress. Top part, again, and the hair. She has a strong face, so I feel like the hair, it's a lot going on with Mia. I have to give this like a 5, honestly. I'm not in love with it at all. It's dramatic, but not in like a great way, in my opinion. It looks disjointed, standing up and sitting down. Before heading out to the stage to hash out the season with the other ladies, Mia told BravoTV.com she was coming in with the glitz. The mom of 3 added, "I'm keeping it regal, I'm keeping it classic." I mean, if that's what you want to say, God, it really sucks that Karen didn't come, because I would love to have seen what she wore. It's just not here for this, y'all. I'm sorry, but that's it. That's it as far as the looks. I love Wendy with dark hair, pretty. Yeah, I do. I'm glad that she went the dark hair route with her outfit. Otherwise, that kept it more classy, I would say, rather than lighter, hair. I think the dark hair fit her look better. Okay, so I think, for the most part, we had like 2 misses for me in there. I think that's not bad. And surprisingly enough, it wasn't Gizelle that was a miss. That's crazy. Betty Boo hair a bit too long. Yeah. I needed Kay and Mia to go try again, honestly. I'm sorry. Kay didn't have to start all the way from scratch. I think a few minor adjustments could have helped her out, but Mia, I didn't like anything about that dress or that look. So sorry. But yeah, y'all, thank you for, again, being patient since I have been super tardy with these reviews. I cannot apologize to you guys enough about that. But again, I had a lot of personal matters going on. Nonetheless, I am back. I enjoyed you. I enjoyed going over all of these these episodes with you, including the reunion trailer, reunion looks, all the things. Don't forget, again, if you have not liked the video, make sure you like the video. Make sure you're commenting. I would love to know your thoughts on everything in the comment section below. Make sure you're subscribed. Shout out to 31 people that are watching collectively. And again, follow my socials. They are scrolling below. You can shop my jewelry in my description box and find any other pertinent links down there as well. Mia looks like the mask character. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, she has a strong face, so you got to be very, like, I actually need her contour to be lessened, honestly. I don't like Mia as look, because that haircut does not look, yeah, her face is too strong for it. I'm sorry. I'm glad we see each other on this one, y'all. But again, continue to tell me your thoughts, comments, opinions, etc. down in that comment section below. Shout out to everybody who was in the chat. Again, I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.